This is the Live Music Showcase from WMNF, Tampa. I'm Bill Dudley. I'll be your host here today. And today on the show, we got the Cruz brothers, all three of them. And we'll talk about that and find out who they are and what they're doing. But let's let them start off with a tune. Hey, folks.
Hey, this one is going to be called Somber. Telling me it's true that the sky's green and grass is blue. I've said that you will find that you're happy inside if you just cut your ties. And promise that all you've done to change the world, my son, can never be undone. I'd like you to see the world surrounds me as somber. And I swear truly I can never be. Stop tearing me in two. Despite all that you've done to change the world, the sun don't shine any brighter. Oh. I'd like you to see the world surrounds me. And I swear truly I can never be you. Sing with me, scream with me, and you'll see what's in me. Why can't you see the world surrounds me somber? And I swear truly I can never be you. Sing with me, scream with me. What's in me?
Yeah, music from the Cruz brothers here on today's Live Music Showcase from WMNF in Tampa. Hey, let's introduce the folks in the group. Well, let me introduce Phil Cruz. He was singing and playing guitar there. Phil, why don't you introduce the other folks in the band here?
How's it going? Hey, so like you said, my name is Phil Cruz, lead guitarist, lead vocalist. This is Taylor Benson on the bass.
Hello.
And we got PJ Cruz on the drums.
What's up?
We the brothers.
Yeah, you the brothers and Taylor the sister.
Yeah.
Something like that.
She's a brother too, okay?
Okay.
Brother at heart or something like that.
So tell me the story. Now, tell me the story of this band and how y'all got together and stuff like that.
Okay, so my brother and I were born.
That's good.
That's the
It
first
goes
part
back
of
to
it.
the beginning.
I
Yeah,
wish
that's
I
the
did that.
Yeah, oh, wow. Okay, so my brother and I actually learned the opposite instruments first and switched because we were both awful at our...
You mean you were playing the drums? and he
Yes, I
playing
was
the
a
guitar?
drummer, and he was the guitarist, and we... Let's just not talk about that. We were bad. So we switched, and we picked up the other instruments pretty well. We went through several bands before we decided to write a lot of original material, and we picked up Taylor from one of the other bands that we played in as our bassist. She was originally a keyboardist, so she's multi-talented.
Met her at a talent show.
And then that's the story. We're here now.
And we got married. all
Yeah.
of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and you've won a couple of things here. I noticed there's a section on your website that says allocades, including the Steve-O's Battle of the Bands just last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you guys are going to be at the Mind, Body, and Soul Festival.
Tomorrow, yeah, we're gonna be at the Mind, Body, and Soul Festival up in Brooksville at Sertoma Youth Ranch.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
Sertoma. It's actually right off of I-75.
It's a beautiful place.
Yeah, it's a great place for music and lots of
For
stuff
sure.
going on there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, do us another song here, and we'll come back and talk some
All
more.
right.
He's picking up his acoustic guitar. By the way, you can watch this show live at facebook.com. Just go and type in LMS WMNF, and you can actually see it as it's happening right here. And, of course, later on this evening, it'll be on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/WMNF885FM. But right now, check us out on Facebook. What's this going to be?
This one is called Out of the Blue. It's a love song. You said it's all a dream. What happened to me? When you woke up in the morning, forgot about all the things that happened last night. Stop me from saying I wanna shed all my bounds. Stop me from saying I wanna merge with you, but I don't know how. Where are you headed to? Up and out of the blue. When you slept over the evening, how should I know you'd ever see daytime again? Again. Stop me from saying I wanna shed all my bounds. Stop me from saying I wanna merge with you, but I don't know how. Don't know how. Stop me from saying wanna shed all my bounds. Stop me from saying I wanna merge with you, but I don't know how. Thank you.
Music from the Cruz Brothers here on our live music showcase from WMNF. Mark Perfetti mixing it up today. Doing it all by himself today. Yeah. He's our audio mixer on today's show, as he does just about every Friday when we're on the air with the live music showcase. We've got our great video crew. Bob Hoke is directing. We've got Marcy Connors, we got Bill Brame, and we've got Richard Stone on the cameras. And Steve Arduango is our producer here on the Live Music Showcase. You can get in touch with Steve in the control room. Just send us an email at dj@wmnf.org or give him a call on the studio line, studio/request line at area code 813-239-9663, 239-WMNF. So when you were growing up there, Phil and PJ, who were your influences to play this music?
I'd say my influences were mostly grunge. I listened to Alice in Chains in the car, so much so that I don't remember a first time hearing any of those songs by them. Soundgarden, Stone Temple Pilots, along with then, it was funny, my parents showed me all 90s and all 70s stuff, and some 60s. So
really?
A lot of my influences like Jimi Hendrix and like Led Zeppelin and stuff like that as well.
Wow. Everybody knows the 80s weren't any good anyway.
I don't know about that, man.
I think, Phil, your influences are much better than mine.
You think so?
Yeah,
What
I
are
think
yours?
so. I mean, I was into Metallica, and now I'm not. And then I was into Deftones, and now I'm into psychedelic music. So it's a really weird combination of influences for my drum style, I'm pretty sure. I don't think that's very average.
What constitutes in a drummer, what constitutes psychedelic?
Weird. Something that tickles your brain a bit. I like to use a lot of flanger effects when I produce music on a computer, but when it comes to drums, it's just stuff that you don't expect. Like when I throw a snare beat where you don't really, expect to hear it, so it kind of tricks your brain a little bit. And if you do it over and over again, it kind of gives you a sensation of oddity, I think.
Aha. Okay. Well, that's cool. Yeah. So the Cruz brothers are our guests here on the show today. You guys have a website or anything like that? They can go and check you all out?
Yes, we have the website, thecruzbrothers.com, which links to just about everything we have, social media related and merch related. So
And we want to spell Cruz.
CRUZ.
We ain't no boat.
We ain't no boat.
The CRUZbrothers.com. All right. I see it right here on the paper. Let's have another song.
Alrighty, this one is called Hornet. Tell me why I'm so pretentious. I wish I could pretend that all problems could be quickly solved. Ask me if I found peace. I tell you, but it's hard to find a fine line that has been so blurred away. Blurred away. Blurred away. And the truth is, I'm not afraid to show you I am on the inner side, but you hidden away from the truth for so long. 'Cause it stings like a hornet, it's cold as the Arctic. Could pretend that all my problems could be quickly solved. Quickly solved. I dissolve, and the truth is, I'm not afraid to show you who I am on the inside, but you've hidden away from the truth for so long. 'Cause it stings like a hornet, it's cold as the Arctic. truth is, I'm not afraid to show you who I am on the inside, but you hidden away from the truth for so long. 'Cause it sings like a hornet, it's cold as a hot day. I wish I knew the answer, I tell you, but I just escaped. I wish I knew the answer, I tell you, but I just escaped.
Yeah. All right. Those are the Cruz brothers. Phil Cruz, PJ Cruz, and Taylor Benson on the bass. Hey Taylor, what's your story?
She forgot.
Yeah. I just kind of exist. I don't know. I just exist all the time.
Well, what kind of things did you
All
did you grow up listening to that brought you to the point where you are here playing music with these Cruz guys?
It's a very like kind of confusing sort of thing. I don't know, cause I never actually listened, or I don't know. It was like a weird like sheltered thing where I like didn't hear rock music for a good amount of time.
What did you hear?
I mean, cause when I was younger, I was like classically trained on piano, so like basically all I knew was like that type of stuff. Like,
oh yeah.
And like I made like medleys and everything of classical pieces and all of that. It wasn't until like, I don't know, 6th, 7th grade, my first rock band that I got into was Disturbed. So that whole era,
You mean that was the name of the band?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, Disturbed,
But
Avenged.
and they were also disturbed.
Something like, yeah.
And the era.
So yeah, and it was a lot of that. I'm just like, oh yeah, this is cool. This is my vibe.
Now wait a minute. Now here you are, a young girl playing classical piano, and then all of a sudden you're in a disturbed rock band. How did that happen?
Fate. No, but
Were you playing piano in the rock band?
yeah, actually, when I first started, I didn't even know bass.
Okay.
So I was just piano and had some violin. I was just starting with violin. So I was doing piano for a couple years with them because I had also liked to, once I got into rock, I did a bunch of like rock covers on piano, like a bunch of like System of a Down and all of that. And like, I'm pretty sure I broke a piano key with playing Ozzy Osbourne or something like that. Yeah, I did. It was fun.
So then you graduated to the bass.
Yeah, and then that that became like the main thing. I think we should do some more piano stuff.
Yeah.
I agree.
You should
Yeah.
do both bass and piano.
Oh, I did that.
Synthesizers.
Yeah,
Same
I did
time.
that at some point. I did that. Like we were doing some cover. It was a Papa Roach cover.
Was it?
Yeah, and then
Oh my goodness.
yeah, I played bass and keyboard at the same
Great.
time. Just
Why
one
not?
hand, and it's just.
Well, you've got a bass with more strings than usual, so that's something.
Yeah, I like my Fender string.
And how long ago did you hook up with these Cruz guys?
7th, 8th grade. So that's what.
7 years ago.
So that sounds about right.
7
Yeah.
years. Yeah.
And the rest is hysteria, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
like
like
it.
that.
Well, so in 2015, you guys were selected as Hard Rock Cafe Tampa brand ambassadors. Does that mean you were like representing the cafe or what?
Yes. We were a part of their acoustic music festival, and through that program, they picked ambassadorships to give out to certain bands. So we were one of those bands. Basically, we promoted them, and they gave us some free stuff to help promote them and some show opportunities. So that was really fun. The following year, we did the same thing, and we were endorsed by Dean Guitars.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, that's great. Well, we want to, while we're on the subject, we want to thank related D-Drum, located and made right here in Tampa. They donated the drum kit used in our live music studio, and you can find out more about that at ddrum.com. Yeah, so the Cruz brothers on our show today. I'm Bill Dudley, Mark Perfetti mixing it up, and let's have another song. Phil, you write Do you write some of these songs?
A lot of these new ones you're hearing are written mainly by me. Usually we were used to, I would sit down and with my brother and with Taylor, and my brother and I would bounce off of ideas and help piece together the song and then help write the bass part with Taylor. She would often come up with really cool stuff for that. But for these, like some of these songs, I burst out 7 or 6 of them in like the course of a month, just because I don't know what happened to me. I just did. So I kind of didn't give them any warning. I just was like, "Here's these songs. We're playing these. Come on."
Yeah, but you can't discount the fact that I've come into your room and be like,
"Oh no,
"Man,
of course."
That sounds like
Yeah,
not
no,
good."
of course. I said most. Yeah, because PJ does come into my room and give me advice and stuff, and we work and make some stuff
I'm
happen.
an artist. What do you want?
What?
All right.
All right. So yeah, this next one, on its own, is a little bit more funky. So that's it. No, I'm kidding. Cross my head again. Forgot to look both ways. Oh no. Got hit by a car. That car was a cop. Too bad it's just your love. Your shadow follows someone else. 'Cause it's stupid to walk in your footsteps. Your shadow says it's on its own, it's on its own. You lost your head again. Can't find no sympathy. Oh no. You know you are after getting hit by the car. Seems you forgot your star. Your shadow follows someone else. 'Cause it's stupid to walk in your footsteps. Your shadow says it's on its own, it's on its own. Your shadow follows someone else. 'Cause it's stupid to walk in your footsteps. Your shadow says it's on its own, it's on its own.
You like these sharp cutoff type endings? I
Oh
know.
yeah, they're fun.
Yeah, I'm tired of the fade off type of endings.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a thing of the past.
Yeah.
The Cruz brothers are our guests on today's live music showcase from WMNF in Tampa. You can watch the show live as it's happening on Facebook. Just go to LMS WMNF, and our YouTube producer, Dr. Richard Stone, will be putting it up on YouTube this evening. We have our own channel, and you can get there by going to YouTube and putting in WMNF 885 FM. You can call the station right now with comments or whatever. If you're listening to the show, you can always call us on the request line at 813-239-9663, or send us an email at dj@wmnf.org. And don't forget the tip jar. if you really like this show and you want to contribute to the show and keep this show and this radio station on the air, go to WMNF.org. Check out the tip jar. We really can use your support. And thanks everybody out there who's listening and watching and all that good stuff. Yeah. So, Phil, you write a lot of the songs.
Mm-hmm.
What I don't understand is how you fit in with the Mind, Body, and Soul Festival that's happening this weekend in Brooksville. I mean, is your music talk about those things, or?
I talk about the mind a lot, actually,
Yeah.
in the
Okay.
in my songs.
So psychedelic, in the psychedelic days, they talked a lot about mind
Yes.
and spirit and things like that.
Specifically, I talk about the loss of mind in my songs a lot. I mean, it matches, doesn't it?
This is another perspective.
Right. So yeah, and then the cover songs we do play like classic rock. We've played Beatles. We do Pink Floyd, stuff like that.
Okay.
And then
Well,
some
see, I
Jimi
didn't
Hendrix
realize
and
that.
stuff. Yeah, no, we didn't bring any of that to the table today, but
Well, that's okay.
yeah.
That's okay. It's good stuff.
Mhm.
So you'll do all kinds of things at the festival. That's going to be up at the Sertoma Ranch happening. You're going to be there tomorrow, right?
Yes, tomorrow 12:30 is when we go on.
Okay. Are there a bunch of bands there? I don't know much about this festival.
Last time we did this Broken String Fling last, and when we went there last, there were a bunch of bands, and they were
Yeah.
really cool people. Between Bluffs is one of them that we played with, and oh
Yeah,
my
they're really
God,
good,
I
yeah.
love them.
Yeah.
But this time I'm a little bit less aware of
Uh-huh.
how many bands.
Well, I guess people can just look it up. It's called the Mind, Body, and Soul Festival. That's the official name of it.
Yes.
And it's at the Sertoma Ranch, which isn't actually in Brooksville. It's just off of I-75 north of it's at the second Dade City exit, actually.
Mhm.
You got to go a little further to get to Brooksville, but that's
Yeah.
their mailing address. So, have you been there before?
Yeah, we were there in February.
Oh,
It was
okay.
amazing.
For the Broken String Festival.
It was
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. So when you write your tunes, what are you trying to get across? Is there
Nothing.
something that
Nothing.
that's
goes the
PJ
drummer.
talking?
Quite
Yes.
the
So-
opposite.
Yeah. Actually, when I start writing, it's usually from the guitar first,
Uh-huh.
because that's my first, actual instrument that I actually loved playing. So I'll write chords out, and then I'll think of phrases that have certain numbers of syllables, like 5 syllables. Say I have like a da 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 da, 1 2 3 4 5, and I want to say something, and I'll think of 5-syllable phrases that match kind of like that.
I'm a big fat cow.
I'm a big fat cow. No, but that doesn't,
Hey,
and
there's
I'll-
a great song.
Yeah.
and
I
I'll
think
say
that's
I'll
deep.
say a phrase, and if it doesn't fit, I'll get rid of it, and if it does, I'll keep it. And what happens is I build that way, and things that don't fit, I just nope, and eventually it builds like a meaning, and I don't really find out what I'm talking about
Yeah,
until
well,
after I'm done.
You and I have the same writing methods, man. It's genetics.
The genetics.
Well, that's actually I've talked to a lot of people that write books, novels,
Mm-hmm.
and they all say that pretty much. They say that they've got sort of the bones of it, but once they start writing it, the characters come to life and start,
Exactly.
telling them, the author, what they're actually going to do, and it's pretty spooky,
Super
For
interesting.
sure, yeah.
Yeah, so
sure.
that happens to you too, huh?
Yeah, a bit. Yeah, definitely.
So there's no telling what any song that you're going to write is going to be about.
Yeah, no, not at all.
It's the same as the Deftones. In an interview with Tim Running, someone asked him the same question: "How do you write your songs?" And he's like, just go with it. I just start writing, and then it just comes out of my head. And then
Sure, yeah.
and his songs sound like they really mean something. Like when you listen to them, there can be some hidden meanings behind them, which he apparently didn't intend.
Ah,
It happens. It happens.
yeah, that's
Many
good.
artists,
That's
yeah.
cool. Well, the Cruz Brothers, I guess they've got a website, thecruzbrothers.com. Cruz is spelled Cruz. Is that originally Spanish?
Yes.
Puerto
Okay.
Yeah,
Rican.
Spanish, Puerto Rican descent. Yeah.
Okay. Thecruzbrothers.com. You find out all about them. We've got Phil on the vocal and guitar, PJ on the drums, Taylor Benson on the bass. And what's this next song?
This next song is called Waste.
Yeet.
You look at me with vacant eyes and talk as though you don't know what's going on. Oh no. You ramble random nonsense, and I swear you're on some kind of crazy drug. Oh no. When you get free your empty sound, you're watching yourself drown, crash into the ground. Oh no, oh oh. Random nonsense, and I swear hung over the fucking floor. Oh no, your eyes are rolling out your head and they'll fall and splatter all over your new shoes. What a shame. Then you get out, free your every sound. You're watching yourself drown, crash into the ground. Oh no, oh oh. Lost but have been found, but something keeps you bound. You're watching yourself round, crashing to the ground. All right.
Yeah, they like those endings.
Messed me up.
So PJ on the drums. Did you know he was going to end like that?
Did I know he was gonna end like that?
Yeah.
We always do something funky, man. That song, that song's one of our more psychedelic songs.
Yeah.
More than the other ones.
I like the eyeballs falling out on your shoes. That was
Yeah.
pretty
I thought
good.
so, yeah.
Yeah, it
It
is.
was a good image.
Oh, I love it. I love that song so much. It's so fun.
What
to
a
play.
shame.
When I took poetry class back in the early 1900s, they talked about images in poetry. You know, how important particular images were.
Yeah.
It follows that.
Iconism,
Thank
yes.
you. Thank you.
It's a beautiful song.
Yeah. So PJ,
Yes.
do you have input on some of these songs? Like he said that he came up with all the new ones, but do you work with him on some of the other ones?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, especially on Waste, the one that we just played.
Uh-huh.
But a lot of the time, I have half of the job is to go in and see if it sounds good, Because a lot of times, Phil has an extremely analytical and complex mind. It goes along with being a lead guitarist. And he creates these complex, hard-to-copy songs just to make it a pain in the butt for everybody to cover him.
He does
And
it
I'm
on purpose.
And I go in the room sometimes. I'm like, man, you just need to change this one chord, And I don't really know that much about music theory besides, the world of drums. So I experiment with the piano and with the computer and making my own stuff. So I learned to listen to music from a less analytical standpoint and to kind of blur my eyes as if you were looking at a painting, not being an artist. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, more objective.
So yeah, I try to make him realize, sometimes complexity isn't the best way to go, and sometimes making it more simple. If you find a chord that sounds really good, lay on that chord. You know what I mean?
Stick with it for a while.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, here, the big question is, does he take your advice?
And I take his advice too. We
Yeah.
both kind of bounce off of each other. Sometimes I can be a little bit too psychedelic with my music. It makes sense to have some structure.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So he values your input.
I believe so. Do you?
Very much. Yes, of course. I mean, jeez. I'm listening to his
But now,
EDM music. half
but
the
now,
time.
PJ, does he tell you about what he wants on the drums?
That's my job.
Yeah, no, I have like the best I can ever do is like I want to right there,
Yeah.
right there,
He's always like, do the.
And then I'm like, no, wait, I got this. Check it out.
and I'm like, oh, okay, that works.
That's pretty much our relationship right there.
Mhm.
Well, that seems to work okay. We got the Cruz brothers on our show today. The CruzBrothers.com. Cruz is spelled C-R-U-Z, by the way, and they've got the website. And it's Phil Cruz on the vocals and guitar, PJ on the drums, and Taylor Benson on the bass, who's not related to either of them, are you?
Yes.
Not really.
She's related by spirit.
Yeah. What's up, dude?
Saw, dude.
So, PJ, you won the first round of Guitar Center's Drum Off
Yeah.
2 years ago.
Oh man. That's a tough one.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
I
So
did.
salty.
I won that, and I did a really good job on the first time. I did my best. And then the next time we went, right before my snake dies, my pet snake, and I was
Oh,
really,
no.
I was really messed up about it, and
Yeah.
and I
What
went-
kind of snake was it?
it was just a ball python, but it was one of my first snakes, so it meant a lot to me, and having to lose it put a lot on my mind that night, so I didn't play at my max potential that night, which
Yeah, that's too bad.
I didn't even want to. I was too depressed, and now that I look back on it, I'm like, man, screw the snake. I have more.
No.
I couldn't got more. Dude, come on, dude, come on. That
Do
snake,
kilo like that.
dude.
I was ready to give you the pass there on that one. Like,
No, dude, Kilo ruined my night. I'm just kidding.
oh man. Way to
I'm
put it-
kidding. Rest in peace, Kilo. I love you. I love you. I always pick on him.
The Cruz brothers on our show. Let's have another song.
All right, this one is
I'll tell you what. We got about 17 minutes. If you run out of songs, you can do some covers if you want. It's no
yeah, of
problem.
course. I would love to do a cover at the end.
Sure. Well, we can do two.
Or two, or yeah, however many we need. This one is called Something in a Box Full of Nothing. What do you wanna talk about? The room's getting too damn quiet for me. The sun is for free, you're shallowing me. I don't wanna know what you're like on the inside. Let's see, what do I wanna think about? Headspace says it's tired of me. It wants to be free, existentially. Oh, what it will give to the vibe in the sunlight, riding around the city, loving lights at nighttime. It's in the way you move, it makes me wanna drown and die young. It's in the way you say good day, it makes me glad you're leaving now. Let's see, where do I wanna eat tonight? I tend to think only about me. That's kind of funny. Just wait till you see what I've got in store for the rest of the night. A whole lot of something in a box full of nothing. It's in the way you move, it makes me wanna drown and die young. It's in the way you say good day, it makes me glad you're leaving now. tend to think only about me. That's kind of funny, just wait till you see what I've got in store for the rest of the night. A whole lot of something in a box full of nothing. It's in the way you move that makes me wanna drown and die young. It's in the way you say good day, it makes me glad you're leaving. It's in the way you move, it makes me wanna drown and die young. It's in the way you say good day, it makes me glad you're leaving now. Thank you.
The Cruz Brothers on the Live Music Showcase here from WMNF Tampa. Mark Perfetti mixing it up today, all by himself. And we got our great video crew, Bob Hoke directing it, Richard Stone, Bill Brayman, Marcy Connors on the cameras. Steve Arduango is the producer of this here radio show. He's in the control room, keeping an eye on things. You can communicate with him at 813-239-9663, as so many have done. We heard from a person who wanted to remain anonymous, but felt moved to put in a contribution to our tip jar here. That's great. If you feel moved also and you've got the cash, you can help out the station and this radio show. Just go to WMNF.org if you're not already there and hit up the tip jar. We'd certainly appreciate it because WM depends on your contributions to keep this radio show and this radio station going here. And it certainly is a good cause, getting young bands and older bands and geezer bands and all kinds of bands touring and all these different things, different bands that come in and do this show. It's just it's a great privilege to meet up with these people who are doing our show here today. And today we got the Cruz Brothers, Phil, PJ, and Taylor, doing some uncategorized music. I can't categorize it. So that's why I said that.
That's a
I do my
compliment.
best, but I end up saying a lot of words, and I run out of breath, you know?
What,
After all
when
the
you're
names.
when you're characterizing or when you're singing?
When I'm characterizing, you know? I say like 400 different genre names.
Metal, grunge, alternative, punk,
Alternative grunge, death blues.
reggae, death blues. Death blues.
How about death reggae?
There
Yeah.
it is.
Oh yeah.
Thrash blues. There it is.
Yeah, so these folks are going to be up in at the Sertoma tomorrow for the Mind, Body, and Soul Festival. And I guess that's a festival that's good for your mind, your body, and your soul.
Right.
And your calves. Setting up tents is hard.
Yeah, it is.
So you'll be up in the hills around Dade City tomorrow at 12:30. That's showtime for you guys?
Yeah, 12:30 p.m.
Okay, great. All right. Well, so Cruz Brothers, where are you going from here? Will you have an album out, or are you going to work on one, or what's the story?
We are planning on working on one because
Planning on working on one.
Yes.
You're thinking about planning on working on
It's a
one.
bit painful to think about some of the expenses, but we're planning on putting together an album soon. Some of these new ones are directly off of the album.
The forthcoming album.
Yes, the forthcoming album.
And this will be your first album.
Yes. We had a demo and a single, 2 singles before.
Is an album even relevant now when everybody's just downloading stuff?
I'd say to some degree it is still because
I mean, when people come to the shows, and do they buy CDs and stuff at the shows that you play at?
almost never.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't think
Yeah,
I'm,
because it's not about CDs much anymore. You're right. It's about downloads, and I don't know that tampers with the need to have an album per se.
I think an album is just a group of songs. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
The songs
okay.
that can be
Yeah, that makes
related.
sense.
Yeah.
An
Yeah.
artsy grouping.
Yeah.
Yeah, a grouping for the sake of that the songs are in a certain sequence, maybe,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
and you can buy all of them and whatever.
Right.
Yeah. So okay, so that's forthcoming, but it hasn't happened. you don't have anything out there except for the EP that you came out with a while back.
Right. We only have live footage on
Okay.
YouTube.
Oh, okay. So you got some YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Well, that's great. So you can check them out at thecruzbrothers.com. Cruz is spelled C-R-U-Z, and find your way to videos and all that good stuff from there.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see. Okay, well, we got about 10 minutes here. We squeeze in another original or an original and a cover or whatever.
You know what?
What?
Let's do a cover.
You know what? Okay.
You know he had to do it too.
You know.
All right, what's the cover, man?
You'll hear it.
I believe you.
It's a surprise.
Yeah, watch it be a surprise for
You're going to figure out in the first. When she's walking through the clouds with a circus mind that's running wild, butterflies and zebras and fairy tales, riding with the wind. When I'm sad, she comes to me with 1,000 smiles that she gives to me free, saying it's alright. Take anything you want from me. Anything you want from me. Thank you.
Hot stuff. Yeah. The Cruz Brothers doing a little cover for you there on the Live Music Showcase here from WMNF. I'm Bill Dudley, Mark Perfetti, our audio mixer today. Our camera crew, Bill Brame, Marcy Connors, Richard Stone, Steve Arduango, our producer on today's show from WMNF in Tampa, Community Radio. This show that happens every Friday afternoon. You can be watching it live on Facebook at LMS WMNF, and Richard Stone will get it on YouTube later on this evening. And our YouTube channel, easy to find. Just go to YouTube and put in WMNF 885 FM. Just exactly like that. No periods or nothing. So we got 3 minutes to go in the show. Is there anything you want to, any shout outs or anything you want to say to anyone listening?
Yeah, I'd like to make some shout outs. First things first, I do want to thank WMNF for having me out to all their events at Skippers. I've been playing a bunch of them, all the British Invasion things, all those Beatles showcases. It's been really fun, and I just want to take that minute to thank you guys so much. You guys are amazing. And I want to quickly plug a new T-shirt, because last night at 11:30 p.m. I busted into my brother's room and I was like, make this. And he was like, cool. And he made a cool psychedelic style multicolored Cruz Brothers T-shirt that is now on Spreadshirt.com. You can find it at shop.spreadshirt.com/The Cruz Brothers. That's how you can find it. It's also on the website. If you click that little shirt thing, you scroll down. See that?
The shirt icon.
There's a little shirt. It has a design on it. That's one of them. But the new one, you have to scroll down when you're on the shop to find it. And I think it's super cool. I'm going to be getting myself a nice, comfy crew neck sweatshirt here soon.
It's got like a pink square, you know?
It's got a pink square on it. That's the selling point.
All right, all right. Well, we got time for one more tune.
Alrighty.
What's it going to be?
Let's finish this off here. This one is called Second Wind.
All right, and thanks for coming on the show, guys.
Thank you for having us so much. Appreciate it. I'm so tired of letting go. I'm thinking more than I know. A cloud of thoughts is spinning round. Feel myself shutting down. How does the day turn to night, back to day? When did I close the door on night again? No answer is good enough to tell how I can pull myself from hell. No. Searing pain from scars of